Ooh. Hey there. Tearing up cardboard. Any place to put my hands. Well, not sure where to start. This is the first time I've been able to walk through my bus in at least a few months, since the last time I went to my cousin's cabinet shop where I worked for 5 years and gathered up the last of the scrap wood that I've been collecting the whole time I worked there. And when I got it back to my parents' house, I just left it all in there because there was nowhere to put it. So I need some organization stuff going on. I haven't had my bed in here since then. I got my work cut out for me. So right now I got a bunch of wood laying out in the yard and stuff I just threw out of here. Got a shipping container, but it's stuffed full of the scraps that I had. That was at the last house I was living at. And whenever we moved out of our house, I brought a bunch of stuff over to his parents' place. They got like a big old barn type of thing. I think it was like a, kind of looked like a hay barn kind of a thing to me. It was real tall, you know. Anyway, so just before I had to get all my scraps from the cabinet shop, they wanted me to get the stuff out of there, you know. I understand. But I ended up throwing like a trailer's worth of little scrap wood away on a burn pile. And it just doesn't seem feasible to keep so much scrap wood. And you know, my cousin was trying to tell me this the whole time. It's hard to admit because I hate throwing this stuff away. Because I mean, the front of this cabinet is made out of little scraps. But when I think about it, I've got enough scraps to make like 50 of these frames. Just tons of material. Not to mention all the plywood I have as well. This is just little thin pieces of lumber strips glued together. And I don't know where I'm going with this. I just wanted to film something because there's no real way anybody can really know where I'm at with things unless I show them or tell them. But anyway, guess I'll show you some more scraps. Take you up the tripod here. Some couple pieces of lumber and a bunch of little squares of plywood. Little cutouts from trash rollouts, if you know what I'm talking about. Bunch of little scrappies down here. Some nice pieces of 3/4 inch against the window there. I think that's stuff I set aside to make my little, kind of like a toe board on a cabinet for my little kitchenette thing, but that's gonna go down on the floor vertically, and then put my 42-gallon water tank on top of it. Got a couple things back here. Nice little box that was gonna get thrown away. Little tiny trim pieces that, I mean, they're not trim pieces, it's just scraps from cutting stuff down. Like cutting things down just a little bit. And these cover sheets, whenever plywood company will send you some veneer stuff, something like that, veneer and 1/4 inch plywood. If you're not getting 3/4 inch plywood at the same time, you need something sturdy for it to sit on, so they send you something like that, and then they just throw it away. Got some more of this pegboard kind of thing, and this one here is like a half wall thing. It's supposed to get thrown away. And that there is the same thing. It's just particle board with a white coating on it instead of a black coating. And I'll show you. I had, this was a full sheet, and we put it on a counter, put it on a cabinet in the storage container. I'll show you in a sec. As a, counter. I guess I'll show you back behind here. There's this mantle thing. It's just a live edge mantle thing. Looks like cedar, or it is cedar rather. Come out, you can see. Oop, wrong way. You can see out there's a little bit of scraps on top, just things I didn't want to deal with. Got some pile of lumber here and some plywood drawers that got cut down. Come out here to the container, and that stuff around the bus was all in the bus, right? This is all 3/4 inch strips of plywood. Come over here. All this stuff laying out on the gravel was in the bus as well. It's just stuff that needed thrown away or whatever. This is all lumber on the ground. All that stuff. Here's the container. It's a windy day. So this cabinet here was in my mom's shop. It was a barber shop before. Several years ago we ripped this cabinet out. And this is that countertop I was talking about. It's just that particle board. It's like a, I don't know if you can call it a melamine top, I don't know. There's a handiwork there. There's one of those scrap racks that I built at the beginning of the year. The one that I rebuilt. The other one has broke since It broke in transport, not in transport. We transported it twice, and when we picked it up to put it in the second time, it started falling apart. So I got it. I don't even know if I want to do it again to rebuild it. If you saw that video, it took me a good 5 hours to take it apart, pull all the nails out, scrape off the glue, drill pocket holes in it, and yeah, glue it and screw it back together. All this scrap wood here is a bit intense. What I really need to do is pull it all out, build a big rack all the way up to the ceiling in here, and try to fit all that stuff in here. Or what I had in mind to do was take all that long stuff out, or this long stuff here, glue it up like making big pieces of lumber. This is all just big old pieces of lumber, and they're not that big, but you know, I'm crazy and I feel like I can do something with it. Oh yeah, there's little boxes back there with the same kind of scraps in them. Fun stuff. Back in here, a bunch of little tiny scraps of maple along with some bigger stuff. And these are just cover sheets from 1/2-inch plywood. It comes in 5x5 sheets with this that going around the sides, and these strapped on the top and bottom. So I mean, it's not good wood, but it's good enough in my mind to not throw it away for nothing. Make something out of it. Oh, you know how I said I had like a dozen drawers? Well, a bunch of them got molly, so I'm down to those 4 there. And that nice one there. That one's just a slide out, doesn't have a front on it. All these scraps everywhere, and I can't think of what to do next ever. Yeah. Oh, I got more stuff under that tarp if you didn't know. Tarp has seen better days. It's been out here in the sun and the rain. It's all wrinkly and got little holes in it. It's whatever. That's my bus. I'm gonna go sit back down, I guess. My little step. Sorry for the loud noise. Can't even tell which way this is going. I don't know. Hopefully that's alright. So, what am I doing? I don't even know. anyways, I just wanted to show you the current state of my build, or lack thereof a build. I could show you all my tools, but that doesn't sound fun because I've invested a little more money in tools. Because the past 6-7 months or so, me and my brother, he's been jobless for over a year and a half, close to 2 years now. We have been doing some remodel stuff for people, like mostly family, but also for a friend. The friend wasn't a remodel. It was a brand new house they were moving into like the weekend after we started the job. Is just, he wanted his office to be different because the way they build houses nowadays, most of the time, unless you get like a custom home builder to do it, you get like a few options and then it's just like you stand back and you know, they just get it done or whatever. But so everything's white in those new houses, and he wanted his office to kind of be nice because he works from home and he also plays a lot of video games, so he's gonna be in that room a lot. And he wanted a shiplap ceiling and a feature wall and some crown mold, and he wanted it all painted this really dark color called green black. Where was I when my camera inconveniently cut me off? Alright, I think I pretty much summed up that job I was doing for a friend. What I started to talk about was how I really don't want to be doing that kind of work. You know, I want to work on people's tiny homes and tiny home on wheels and start going towards the earth ships. Because like I've said before, I think tiny homes are the perfect catalyst to get to the earth ships and stuff. But I don't really know anybody in this realm, this world of tiny homes and alternative dwellings, you know, eco houses and earth ships. I think I just need to not be afraid to use my bus before it's done. But it sure would be nice to have my kitchen thing done. Have my water tank in and a functioning sink and have some power hooked up in here, get my solar panels mounted and wired in, and get my batteries in and inverters and all that. I've had those solar panels, my inverters and batteries for 2.5 years. I hope the batteries are still gonna work. That would be a nice waste of money. Buy this stuff and just keep it long enough to where it goes bad. That'd be great. wasting a lot of time. But that's okay. Trying to figure this thing out. I don't know why I have so many flies in here right now. There's normally not this many. Maybe it's just because it's been cold and they found a way in. It's not cold right now. It has been getting chilly at night. It's that time of year. And I didn't really get anything I wanted to get done before the cold got here. I haven't touched any of the paint on the body on the outside. Haven't set up my solar stuff. I need to not be so scared to mess things up. Or be afraid of people's judgment when I'm out here being weird. I like being me, but I do not recommend it. I would not stockpile 5 years of scrap wood from a cabinet shop if I were you. It takes up physical space and gets in the way. Not just physically, but it's on my mind a lot. Takes up a lot of mental bandwidth. Mental real estate. Countless hours of just looking at scrap wood and saying, oh, I could do this. I could do this. What about this? Yep, infinite options. Infinite options. And then I have some weird stuff like this. I'm like, hey, could make my own recurve bow or something. Yeah, of course you could, Tad. You could do anything. Will you? Will you? Well, I think I've wasted enough time today. I need to do something. This video thing is like like a therapy for me. So it doesn't really matter to me what you think or anyone else. But if you find any insight in it that you think has any value to you, let me know about it. Or if you want to help me out, let me know how. If you want to help me find people like me around where I live, and you don't know how or don't know anybody who kind of is in the same realm as I am in my area, if you don't know anybody, maybe just share the video with people who you think might be, or maybe people who you think might know somebody. And if you like watching me in this weird misery state where I don't know what I'm doing, you know, maybe there'll be more, so you know what to do. I can't say thanks hard enough for you watching. Peace.